everyone, I'm Tiana, supporting for Kids First, and today I'm going to be speaking with Jean Cayrol, the director of the new and upcoming series Chip and Dale Park Life. Mr. Cayrol is best known for his work on Floopaloo, Where Are You?, OOgie and the Cockroaches, and Rolling with the Ronks. Welcome, Mr. Jean.
Thank you very much, Tiana.
So let's get right into it. So
Sure.
you're the director of this new series, Chip and Dale Park Life. Chip and Dale are known as a very iconic duo. How do you feel about being able to introduce Chip and Dale to a new generation of kids and family?
I feel super excited, super honored to do that. And well, it's a big responsibility to do that because everyone loves Chippendale, right? And I do
Right.
love Chippendale. So I want people to enjoy that new show as much as possible. So yeah, I'm feeling great about bringing our new version of Chippendale Park Life, where our favorite little friends are now living together in a small treehouse in the park in the middle of a big city. And well, they have epic cartoon adventure together.
Yeah, and I know from even when I was younger, I used to watch like the Mickey Mouse series, and they were really great characters. So I bet it is really great.
It is. It is. They're very, very formidable, as we say in French, characters to write for.
Yeah. So something that you kind of mentioned was like the style and the animation. So the animation style in this show is very different than what we typically see from Disney. So can you share a little bit more about what made you choose this particular style?
Sure. I have been working for Xilam Animation in Paris for 15 years now, and we're doing exclusively 2D cartoon animation. Well, not exclusively, but mainly. Uh, and we like that style of 2D and drone in a way, even if it's on a computer animation. That means we draw every single drawing you see. And when you see 1 second of animation, you actually see 24 different drawings. And those 24 drawings have to be drawn by hand on a computer. And that's what 2D animation really is. 20 years before, 30 years before, and even before that, for Disney feature and for studios, we used paper and pencils, and everything was really hand drawn, and that's why we call that hand drawn animation. And for Chippendale, well, Disney wanted to have a 2D hand drawn slapstick comedy, so they asked Xilam in Paris to do the show. And as I was working there, they asked me to direct the show, which I very gladly did. I was super happy, and that's what gave Chippendale Park Life that kind of very special feeling and special flavor, and that's why it's so different from what you can see on different shows.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. And just thinking about kind of how long it would take with the hand drawing process, it sounds really amazing.
Yes, it is, and you're right. It's a very, very long process to do that, as you can imagine. So that show, we started in 2019. So it took almost 2 years to complete 36 episodes. And if
Wow.
you took for only one episode, because we do usually all the episodes in pretty much the same time. We start to write all the episodes, and then we have multiple teams that are doing all the animation in the same time, right? So to do one episode, it takes more than 7 or 8 months from the writing to the final image you see.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty interesting process.
It is. It is. It's a very, very complicated process. I won't go into detail today. It's too much, I think.
I bet. So Chip and Dale are two characters that are alike in many ways. In what ways can the audience tell Chip and Dale apart?
Okay, so Chip is He has a small snout, right? Small black snout. It doesn't have any tuft of hair on top of his head, and is mainly the overthinking, a little bit anxious kind of character, as Dale is. Well, he has a big red nose, right? He's got his little cute tuft of hair on top of his head, and he's more chill and laid back than his friend.
Yeah, and that's something that I definitely got. I got to see some of the episodes, and I definitely got that from that.
Oh, so that was easy to right to tell which one was who, because
Yeah, a
that's
little bit. I
something.
think I think I was more confused at first, but then kind of even from their names, and then kind of looking at their personalities, you can kind of tell which one would be which. It's a little complicated, but once you get
just
it,
just as a reminder, Chip sounds like chipmunk, and Chip actually looks a little bit more like a chipmunk than Dale.
true. So Chip and Dale are Disney characters that have been a part of families and childhoods for decades. So what was it like to direct a series with such iconic Disney characters?
Well, that was great. I had to work with a team at Disney, and I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with them working on the project and trying to develop the personality of this new Chip and Dale, the way they look, and the way the series actually feels. And we had great conversations trying to build that whole universe around them. And what we tried to do for Chip and Dale Park Life was to explore more in depth who Chip and Dale really are. Because, as you said, everyone knows Chip and Dale, but do we really know them? I mean,
Mm,
do we know how do they act in their small treehouse? And I know that's questions I wanted to have answer for. Like,
mm,
what do they really eat acorns every time? Do they have a small, tiny sofa in their treehouse? That kind of stuff. I really wanted to have answers to that. And doing that show, well, I had my answers, and we actually had the pleasure to build that for an audience to see, right?
right. That sounds really cool. I'm sure it
Thank
really
you.
was an honor to be able to direct the series.
Yeah, it was really much. And if I have to be perfectly honest, at first I was a little bit scared, because who wouldn't be, right? When
Right.
someone said to you, okay, you're going to be the director of the next Chippendale. How does that sound? Well, that sounds fantastic. Thank you. But also, that sounds very scary.
Right. 'Cause you gotta make sure that it's good enough.
Yes, yes, because well, there are Disney fan all around the world, and as I said, everyone loves Chip and Dale. So we have to make sure everyone will first recognize a little bit the character they all love, as well as we are able to bring the audience new stories and new versions of them, because we don't want just to do again and again what has been done before, because that has been done greatly in the 40s, in the 50s. That was a long time ago. Even
Right.
I wasn't born that time. But in the same time, yeah, we want to bring new new stuff in the story, a new feels. We want it to feel more modern and really root into the 21st century. And more
Right.
than all, we want it to appeal to the whole family.
Right. Yeah, I bet. So Chip and Dale don't talk at all in the series. Instead, they use sound effects to communicate. Can you describe what techniques that you use to make those noises?
Yes, sure. Well, actually, and that's a big secret, that's not sound effects. That's actually actors doing chipmunk language. Can you believe that? Yeah. We had two fantastic actors doing Chip and Dale. And to achieve that, what we did, and I'm telling you a big production secret, we wrote real dialogues, even if it's a nonverbal comedy. So we had real dialogues, and we gave that to the actors, to the comedians. They act the dialogues, and then we said, okay, now do exactly the same emotions, same delivery, but with chipmunk sounds. And they did an amazing job. At the end of the production, I think they were fluent in chipmunk, really.
Yeah, it does sound like a pretty cool thing. And there's like certain times, like when I was able to listen to it, I'm like, oh, you know what? From like the animation and like kind of hearing like in a sense the syllables of what they're saying, I'm like, oh, I know what they're saying.
Yeah, and that's that's because the character are really really expressive. So and using 2D animation, as I said before, to draw the characters and make them as expressive as we were able to. Well, you can pretty much add any dialogues you want, even if you don't understand a word of what they're saying. Well, in fact, you will understand, really, because there is a certain delivery, there is a certain expression, there is a certain way of showing them on the screen, and that makes the show a non-verbal show, but also very easy to understand.
Yeah, that is really cool, like I said.
Thank you very much, Tiana.
Yes. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for speaking with me today. This was fun.
That was great. Thank you very much, Tiana.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Jean Cayrol, for speaking with me today. Make sure to check out Chip 'n Dale Park Life on Disney Plus beginning July 28th, 2021. That's all for this interview with Kids First. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our next reviews or interviews. Again, I'm Tiana Sermons. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Chip and Dale are never too little for big adventures, big laughs, and big snacks.